disappointing. Welcome back to Defending Football. Thank you guys so much for watching. Unfortunately, I'm coming at you with a sad video because the DC Defenders lost to the St. Louis Battlehawks in Week 5 at Audi Field, the first ever loss in Audi Field history for the Defenders. And of course, I was there at the one game where the Defenders lost. If you want to check out that video, please check it out on my channel, The Defending Football Show. It was a pretty long trip, so I would appreciate you watching the video. Alright, we have a lot to dive into in this video, but I'm going to start off with my player of the week. We're going to start off on a positive. Malik Fisher is my player of the week. He had 3 sacks against AJ McCarron, and he played out of his mind, so congrats to him. Alright, we're done with the positives. On to the negatives. So pretty much everything else. The only other thing that the Defenders did kind of well in this game was red zone defense. Especially early in that game, they were stopping the Hawks to just 3 points, which was keeping the game way closer than it should have been. So I do have to give Greg Williams props there with his defense. But man, we lost this game 45-12. Possibly worst loss in DC Defenders history. This is a season-defining loss. And I can say, being there in person, the vibe was a little off. I could tell our offense had pretty much no groove the entire game. And a player that affected the most is Jordan Ta'amu. Look guys, I love Jordan Ta'amu. But we got to look at the stats. 888 yards on the season. One of the better totals in the league, but he has a 52.1% completion percentage. That is the worst in the league. How did that happen? I don't know. But he's been completing only about 50% of his passes for the past like 3 or 4 weeks. It is very hard to win a game when you're doing that. Especially when you can't just hit open checkdowns and get easy completions. Jordan Ta'amu pretty much had no rhythm in that entire game, to be honest with you. There was pretty much one drive where the Defenders really strung together a couple of plays to get a touchdown, and that was the drive right before halftime to Calvin Harmon for the touchdown, which was an awesome time in the game, and it looked like the Defenders were going to come back and make something happen, but obviously we know what happened. Moving on to touchdowns, he does have 7 touchdowns, which is the second best in the league, but then you look at the interceptions, and he now has 5, which is the worst in the league. He threw 3 interceptions in this game. One of them was very egregious at the end to Mike Rose. And if you look at it, he's been sacked 8 times as well. And is it because of Jordan Ta'amu himself? Or is it because of the offensive play calling? Is it because of the O-line? Me personally, I think it's literally everything. I believe the play calling has been very poor at times. I remember in this game, we ran a halfback draw 3 times in a row. 4th and 1, and we decide, let's go power. Do you think that the Battlehawks didn't think we were running the ball there? Because I knew it, the guy next to me knew it, the guy behind me knew it, and the coach across the sideline knew it too. So very poor play calling. So overall, what do I think about JT? I don't think we'd bench Jordan Ta'amu, but he's on a very, very short leash. Is he our best option? Probably. But if we lose the next game to San Antonio, you have a pretty good excuse to sit him down, take a game off, and let's see what we have in Jalen McClendon. I think it's completely fair to have that conversation with how the team has been looking the first 5 weeks of the season. I mean, you also got to look at the wins that we have objectively. I know I'm a Defenders homer, but if you look at the Roughnecks win, we barely squeaked that one out. And then the Renegades win, I believe they were up 10 points in the last minute of the game. So you really got to look at it objectively. We're a few plays away from being 0-5. But on the other hand, we almost beat the Stallions as well, so this team is all over the map for me. I say we keep Ta'amu for next game. If he proves he can win that game, that can definitely shake things up in the XFL conference. If he throws for under 60% completion again, not looking good with turnovers, we need to see Jalen McClendon enter the game and see what he can do. And I love Francois, and I know he came in the game, but he's just not a solid enough quarterback to play in this league right now. And we're going to see how it plays out. I'm really hoping the Defenders win. And then I'm not letting Greg Williams escape either on this one. 45 points is a ton of points. I mean, come on. And seeing that deep touchdown to Hakeem Butler, that really made me upset. You're going to put Hakeem Butler, one of the tallest, fastest receivers in the league, most talented receivers in the league, one-on-one with one of our corners. As I said in the last video and the video before that, we don't want to play man coverage against the Battlehawks. At least give him some safety help. And then right off the rip, AJ McCarron looks at him. He says, oh, that's easy. Boom, touchdown. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, seriously? So overall, I'm not very happy with how the Defenders performed. I did have a really fun time at the game though, and seeing the beer snake was awesome. I was also trying to take pictures with Captain Obvious and a lot of the other popular fans. I was trying to take pictures with them, but the stadium staff decided they didn't want me going over there for whatever reason, and I did not have time to wait after the game as I live like 7 hours away. So that was kind of disappointing, and I did want to see the players after the game as well, but the stadium staff, you know, they didn't feel like it that day. So, but great time at Audi Field. I think we had 16K there. It was pretty loud and pretty rowdy, and we definitely caused some false starts, which was awesome. But where do we go from here? We have to play the San Antonio Brahmas. They have to come into Audi Field this time. Last time they did win on some fluky plays, but they did move the ball on us very well. And at this point, I don't know if I can really take the defenders here. They're going to have to prove me wrong, and I hope they do. But I'm going San Antonio to win that game. And if that is true, the DC defenders will be pretty much out of playoff contention. But it's not all bad. We still have a lot of football to be played. It's only mid-season. You don't know what could happen. And the defenders could win this game with Quentin Dormady at quarterback if we play solid, smart defense, and if our offense can give us more than a bag of peanuts. So sorry for the bummer video, but I can't lie to you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not sugarcoating it. I love the defenders. Don't get me wrong. I still love them. I'm not switching over to St. Louis or anything like that. But at the end of the day, we got to be real with each other, and the concerns are rearing their ugly heads. Let me know down below where I'm right, where I'm wrong, and where the defenders are going to end up this season. So I'm going to get out of here, and for the love of football, defend football, baby!